Hi everyone, my name is Emily Rotunda. I am a sophomore religious studies and theology major, and when I was thinking about what I wanted to focus on for today's Lenten reflection, I kept coming back to what is the purpose of Lent, and why do we take a whole season, a whole liturgical season each year for this Lent thing? Like what is the purpose of it? Why do we spend so much time on it and keep doing that as an annual thing? And Lent is this season for us to reflect on our relationship with God and our relationship with others and what we can do to improve that relationship. What are our personal failings? What do we give into when we choose to give in to our concupiscence? And how can we get better at choosing God instead of choosing ourselves, at choosing what's good for others, what's good for the common good, instead of what's good for ourselves? And as I was thinking about the trials and tribulations that come with that sort of self-reflection and why it's hard and how it can go wrong, I was thinking of my own personal struggle, which is I criticize in a way that's not productive. Instead of looking at myself and seeing a person who loves Christ and is made in the image and likeness of God and is good, true, and beautiful, I see something that isn't good, true, and beautiful. I criticize in a way that hurts my relationship with God. And so I wanted to take a minute today to remind all of us to look at ourselves in a way that shows the same love that God would show to us. And I know it's easier said than done. So I wanted to talk about a few ways that I think would be good for us to examine our lives in a way that does not become over scrupulous, in a way that hurts our relationship with God. And so one of the things that I like to do is a daily examine. And I think that that's really, really helpful because I can walk through the good and the bad of my day and see where I saw God in the past 24 hours, regardless of whether or not it was something that I need to work on. I can look at all the things that are good. I can see all of the good alongside the bad. So I can see God in the way that I love my neighbor and the way that my neighbor has loved me. I can see God in the nature that's outside and the birds that are singing. But I can also see the things that I failed to do that day. Did I get frustrated when I didn't need to? Did I snap at my roommate or at some of my friends when I should have been more patient, when I should have been more kind and more loving? And so when I look at all of those things together, I find that I personally am less likely to criticize myself in a way that harms my relationship with God. And I think it's important in a season of fasting, in a season of almsgiving, where we might take cold showers instead of hot showers and give up those comfort foods, when we're already more likely to be in a mental state that is less forgiving, that we take a moment to remember that Lent is a season of repentance and forgiveness, and that we also take a moment to forgive ourselves while we are working on growing closer to God.